Yo, what's going on everybody? Matt here from Anchor Down Gaming coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be doing a top 5 video, but first, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my latest content, and be sure to like this video and comment to let me know your thoughts on it. Everybody, look forward to the video. So for today's video, we're going to be discussing a little franchise that is actually my second favorite gaming franchise of all time, and one of my favorite franchises in general, and that is the Halo franchise. I love Halo. I've been playing Halo religiously ever since Halo 2 first came out. That was what introduced me to the franchise. So today I'm going to discuss my top 5 favorite Halo games of all time. Let's get right into it. So starting out at number 5, we have Halo 4. And yes, people, it is in my top 5, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, with that being said, I love Halo 4. I thought it was great. When it first came out, it was a very, very, very hyped game for me for a couple different reasons. Halo 4 was the first Halo game ever made that was not made by Bungie. And it had a lot of controversy around it. You know, everyone was nervous. They're like, oh, Bungie's not making it anymore. It's in the hands of 343 Industries now, which, by the way, just so a lot of you guys know, 343 did work within Bungie, helping with the Halo games for quite a while. So they did know, you know, a bit of what they were doing starting out. And yeah, I mean, I like Halo 4. I found personally that Halo 4 took a lot of stuff that Halo Reach had and just overall, you know, put its own little spin on it. The storyline could have been a little bit better in Halo 4. That's when they kind of started going downhill with the story, was, you know, more so towards the end of Halo 4 and whatnot. But it was still pretty good overall. I thought the campaign was all right. You know, definitely wasn't bad. I wouldn't consider it, you know, like a 10 out of 10 or nothing like that for the campaign, but I'd give it a solid 8.5. But I was really into the multiplayer with Halo 4. Some people didn't like it because of, you know, they had the perks and whatnot, and you know, it was kind of similar to Call of Duty that way. But I don't know, I found it worked. Like, I liked the ordnance and the item drops and whatnot. I thought it was pretty neat how, you know, you could get like a missile launcher just dropped down from you, and you know, get like airstrike drops, because it was different than COD. Like, you had to use the gun to shoot and whatnot, right? So it was different that way. And multiplayer was intense on Halo 4. Like, I was savage on Halo 4 multiplayer. No one could even mess with me at all on it. But yeah, I enjoyed Halo 4 quite a bit, and that's number 5. There's nothing you can do about it. Number 4 for my top 5 Halo games of all time is Halo 3 ODST. This was another special Halo game for me when it came out. It came out, and I think it was 2009, if I'm correct. And it was neat, right? Like, it came out, and it was originally supposed to be just a DLC for Halo 3, but then Bungie made, you know, so much progress with it and whatnot that they're like, okay, well, there's enough content here for a full game. So they launched it. It had the amazing ODST campaign. And for those of you who don't know, Halo 3 ODST takes place right in the middle of Halo 2, after the Covenant blow the slipspace rupture right through the middle of the city, and the ODSTs are getting dropped into battle just as it takes place. And then as soon as you you know, get out of your you know, pod and whatnot, it's just hell on earth. Everything is destroyed, and you, as the rookie in Halo 3 ODST, have to kind of figure out what happened, because the rookie got knocked out until nighttime. So the game is a mixture of flashbacks. You play a mission on Mombasa streets as the rookie, kind of piecing together what happened in between each mission, and every other mission in the game is one of the other ODSTs. So you either play as, you know, like Buck and you know, the other characters and whatnot. So it was great. Like, the ODST campaign is absolutely amazing. It's the shortest campaign in the Halo franchise, but it's definitely one of the best. I loved ODST. And Firefight, ODST introduced Firefight for the first time, and I loved ODST Firefight. Like, there was nothing quite like it, honestly. It was very addicting. Me and my friends used to play Firefight on ODST for hours, and If there's one mode that they could bring back for Halo Infinite, I wish that they would bring back Firefight. I loved Firefight on ODST. There was a lot of challenge to it. And back to the campaign, like the whole Mombasa Streets thing was pretty neat because Halo never did that before. Mombasa Streets was almost like a bit of a smaller open world, and as you got further throughout the game, you could continuously track your way around the entire area and find all of its secrets and lore within the story, and a very dark story at that too. ODSTs didn't have it easy. They were just, ordinary, highly trained humans, the most highly trained humans that are not Spartans, and yeah, they went feet first into hell to try to save the city and whatnot. So their story is very, very important, and if you haven't played ODST yet, and you have Xbox Game Pass or you have a 360, you gotta play Halo 3 ODST. All right, coming in at number 3 for my top 5 Halo games, we have Halo 2. So this is again controversial to some people. There's some people that think that Halo 2 is the end-all be-all, and in a lot of ways it is. It revolutionized online multiplayer when it came out. The online system that Halo 2 first introduced on the original Xbox with Xbox Live is the same multiplayer system that so many other first-person shooter and multiplayer games use now. To this day, they still use it, and it all came from Halo 2. It was just such a nice, organized online system. Everything worked great, everything was snappy, everything was quick, everything was where you expected it to be. And the campaign in Halo 2, again, is one of the best. It's the longest campaign and takes the longest to beat in the whole Halo franchise, and it's arguably the most difficult on Legendary in the whole Halo franchise as well. In 2014, Xbox launched Halo the Master Chief Collection that included the Halo Anniversary 10-year remake that came out, or remaster, and that game was also incredible. Like some of the best cinematic graphics that any game console has to offer, honestly. Like the graphics on this game during the cinematics are absolutely breathtaking, and the gameplay too. One of the best parts is how you can just click and change the graphics right on the fly. But no, like the campaign, it was honestly amazing in this. Again, like I said, it takes a while to beat, and there's a lot of good mission variety in it. It's the only Halo game where you get to play as the Arbiter in the campaign, like if you're playing single player, that is. So yeah, there's Arbiter missions and whatnot that are in it that are really fun, and you see the story from two different perspectives. It's definitely one of the most important games in the storyline. Very, very important. Some serious stuff happens in Halo 2, and it all just happens so quick too. I'll never forget back in 2004 when I first beat Halo 2 on the original Xbox, and that very last cinematic when Master Chief is flying towards Earth on the ship, and then Captain Keyes or Commander Keyes, whatever, says to him, and then he's just like, "Sir, finishing this fight." And then the music just plays for like 10 seconds, then boom, it was over. That was like literally the biggest cliffhanger in gaming history. That just like, it set the pace for Halo 3 to be, a revolutionary game as well. And, finally then when Halo 3 launched on Xbox 360, like the hype was just that much bigger because it was just such a cliffhanger at the end of Halo 2. So yeah, Halo 2, number 3 in my top 5 favorite Halo games. All right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So I've known this for a while now that this is number 2, but for a while there before I had decided, it took me a bit to actually decide what my top 2 were. But I've realized now over time that this one definitely is number 2, and that goes to Halo Reach. Halo Reach is, arguably the best Halo game ever made for a lot of people. It was Bungie's swan song to Halo. It was the last game they ever made. And in terms of content, no other Halo game packed as much stuff to do into this package, unless you're counting the Chief Collection, of course, but no other Halo game packed as much content into this title as Halo Reach did. And there was just so much you could do. You had the amazing campaign, you had theater mode, you had Forge mode, and it introduced Forge World, which really took Forge mode to a whole new level. Multiplayer was astonishing in Halo Reach. Again, another Halo game that I was just absolutely savage on when it came to multiplayer. It introduced new game modes such as Invasion and whatnot. It took Firefight back from ODST, but revamped it and made it. I don't really know if it was better in Halo Reach, because it was just different. Firefight in Halo Reach had so much customization you could do. You could literally program the AI of every single enemy that you wanted to fight. And if you wanted to play Firefight and just fight Elite, you could. If you wanted to fight just Elite Chieftains or Elite, or Captain Elites, you could do that. If you wanted to just fight Grunts, you could. It was great. And it introduced the armor abilities to Halo, which was one of the biggest changes. I actually enjoyed the armor abilities myself. Jetpack, sprint for the first time ever, hologram, armor lock. Not too many people like armor lock, of course, but it's still there. And a few other ones as well, but I thought it was great. I wouldn't mind if armor abilities came back in Halo Infinite. I don't think they will. But if it was up to me to have, what Halo 5 did, or bring back armor abilities from Halo Reach and Halo 4, armor abilities all the way. Like, if there's one thing that 343 should be listening to right now with the Halo community, it's how much awesome feedback they've got since they've remastered Halo Reach and released it on the Chief Collection, because it's absolutely huge. Same with on PC. Like, I know that when it came out on PC, it was the #1 selling game for, I think, the whole month when it came out on PC. So yeah, definitely some great stuff with Halo Reach. Second best Halo game of all time in my opinion. That's number 2. All right, this probably isn't a surprise to many of you. My number 1 greatest Halo game of all time is Halo 3. Halo 3, when that game first came out in 2008, 2007, I think 2007, it was just so nice. Again, going back to Halo 2 and that cliffhanger ending that happened at the end of the game, that was such a big cliffhanger, right? And then Halo 3, it finished that storyline. It finished, the first part of Master Chief's storyline before Halo 4. It had the legendary ending that was talked about for years and years afterwards. Some of the best battles, in my opinion, the best campaign in the entire game. I used to play the Halo 3 campaign online with my friends on 4-player co-op for hours, like non-stop. We'd be playing the Halo 3 campaign, and we were doing, secret stuff that no one knew about too, like, the last mission where if you beat it 4-player on Legendary on co-op online, there's actually the 4 ghosts that you can beat the game with. I remember me and my friends spending like hours trying to finish that. When we finally did, we were just so satisfied, right? And so happy that we actually did it. And the mission structure in it is just amazing. Like playing the Ark and, playing the Covenant and whatnot, Tabasso Highway and all those crazy missions, just so good. I remember me and Stale Lobster, we beat like almost the entire Halo franchise, and he was pretty impressed too with the Halo 3 campaign. Now getting into the Halo 3 multiplayer, I mean, what else can I say, right? Just Halo 3 multiplayer was like the good times. Like everyone just that was into Halo just always had a blast playing Halo 3 online. It was just, the thing you did after school. You went home, you hopped onto Halo, and you had a blast with your friends. Grenades everywhere, rockets everywhere, snipers everywhere, good times rolling, tons of laughs, tons of wows and whatnot, and good stuff, right? And Halo 3 was also the first Halo game to ever introduce Forge. And at the time, there wasn't any other shooter game, at least, that had a Forge mode on it or a theater mode. So that was pretty big, right? Being able to go on and rewatch all your gameplay from different angles and whatnot and build customizable sandbox levels. And people came up with some pretty crazy stuff that was possible on Forge. Everything from racetracks to obstacle courses to mini games and whatnot. And it was really, really fun. I remember when me and my friends actually first started getting into Forge and downloading all the other levels and stuff that you could play. It was really neat. And I hope that in Halo Infinite, Forge comes back in a big way. And speaking of Halo Infinite, like the vibe that the game seems to be getting, I'm getting a really, really big Halo 3 vibe from it. They're bringing back the original Martin O'Donnell soundtrack and whatnot. They changed Master Chief's armor and it's back to the Halo 3 style. And yeah, just like the world design from the trailers and whatnot, I'm really getting Halo 3 vibes from Halo Infinite. So that excites me. And it's got my favorite Halo gameplay, just traditional, moon gravity hipfire. Love it. That's part of the reason why I'm not too big on other first-person shooters. Like, I was never really big on Call of Duty or Battlefield because I was a Halo guy growing up. And if you play Halo, you know that they play completely different. Halo takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of practice, because most people who play Halo, they play Halo, and that's it, right? Like, that's what they play. They are Halo players. So I do play some other first-person shooters still now, of course, but when Halo Infinite launches, I'm just going to be so happy because I hope that it's good. Like, Halo 5 was a letdown, so Halo 3, #1 Halo, best Halo game ever made in my opinion. Hopefully when Xbox Series X launches, they do like a huge Halo 3 remaster and just, like, you know, blow it out of the water with graphics and whatnot. Heck, I'd even be okay if they like remade Halo 3, kind of like, you know, gave it some, you know, different treatment and whatnot and switched it up a bit, kind of like Resident Evil 2 style. So yeah. With that being said, everybody, thank you very much for checking out this video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down there. Comment, let me know what your top 5 favorite Halo games of all time are. And with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help me reach my goal of 100. Till then, everybody, have a great weekend.